vlog day number 11. Today we are going to be making my man's flannel for our Christmas outfits. And I already have it cut out, as you guys saw just now. So we're going to start sewing. It is the same pattern I used for my shirt. My shirt obviously is just altered. I changed the pattern, but it's the exact pattern almost for his. I just made some adjustments to the collar and I'm adding an extra pocket. So I got a lot of work to do. I'm not going to be sewing it completely today because I do want to fit it to him to make sure I don't need to take it in or anything. So we're going to get the collar on, we're going to get the shoulders sewn, we're going to baste most of the rest of it. The cuffs I will be sewing, so I'm really trying to get this done. It needs to be done before 11 tomorrow. So we've got work to do.
What we're going to be doing first is marking the lines. We'll be ironing and sewing down for the placket on the front of the shirt. Once we get that done, as you can see here, we're going to start ahead with the shoulder seams. On my dress, I did it differently. I did the yoke first, but here we're going to do the shoulders first so that I can do the burrito method a little bit easier this time. And as you can see, I'm rolling it up so I can get that second seam in there so that it makes a very nice clean finish on the other side of this shirt. Once you get it sewn, you can pull out the shirt from that little burrito that you made, and then you can see here it makes a nice clean finish on both sides. Then we're going to start the collar. I needed to mark where the collar little notches were, and then we go ahead and we sewed that, and then we're going to sew it to the collar stand. And once we get that sewed, we're going to clip it open, iron it, and we're going to sew it down to the collar on the shirt. Once we have everything pinned in place perfectly, this really matters when you're pinning a collar. You want it to line up absolutely perfectly. You can go ahead and we're going to sew it down. Here you can see that I have finished sewing it now, and we're going to do the pockets. So now we are preparing the pockets. We're going to get those sides ironed down so that we can sew them straight onto the garment. We're going to mark where each pocket goes. I ended up accidentally making these pockets uneven, so I had to redo those later on. But now we're going to sew down those sides.
I am extremely tired, and I realized how tired I was when I forgot to gather the sleeves, put them on this, and then I realized I don't need to put the sleeves on this yet. I'm fitting it to my boyfriend. How much I take in the sides will determine how much I take in the sleeves. So it doesn't even matter if I put the sleeves on. So I left the sleeves off and I basted the side seams together. So now I got like this cute vest looking thing. And I am done for the night and I am exhausted. So we're going to fit this on my boyfriend this weekend and we're going to finish it next week. Alright, it is now Tuesday and we are going to be finishing up my man's shirt for our Christmas outfits. I didn't record anything of him trying it on because there wasn't anything for me to do. Actually, all I had to do is move up the pockets, and that doesn't require me to do any pinning of any sorts. He did give me one of his shirts so that I can kind of gauge where the pockets are supposed to be a little bit better than on where I originally put them, because they're definitely way too low right now. So I need to move those up, and then I need to just attach the sleeves and hem it and everything like that. So there isn't too much to do, and I didn't have to do any pinning, so I didn't see the point in recording him trying it on when you're going to see that later. So we're going to do that, and yeah, so it's almost done. I'm excited because then I have 2 pieces done and then I can do my last piece. So let's get this bread.
Alright, now that we have this and my boyfriend's shirt, we can remove these uneven pockets, and they were truly terribly uneven by like a whole inch. So once we get those pinned down, we can sew them, and now we're going to focus on the inside. I'm going to do the same thing I did on the inside with my shirt. I'm going to use this twill tape. I'm going to sew it to one side of the seam allowance, and then I'm going to sew it down to the shirt, and then once we have all that done, we can start with the sleeves. So the sleeves, I actually have them pinned like that, but they need to be pinned like this. Once I fixed that, I cut open where the sleeve placket goes, and then I found a huge error in my sleeve, so I had to write it down on the actual pattern. Then I had to correct where the armhole goes, and then once that was fixed, I can sew in the placket. Here I'm just snipping the corners so that I can make that nice smooth placket. Once this is sewn down, you can sew down the other side, and then we will be sewing this down to the shirt so that it has this nice opening on it. This is actually extremely hard to do. I forgot how hard it was, and it was a nightmare. It took me forever to remember how to do this, so I sewed that down, but now we have some pretty plackets. And then we can sew the sleeve shut. We'll be using a French seam here because these sleeves are not wide like mine, so I can't do the twill tape technique again. So we have to gather these to put it into the armhole, but first we're going to do the cuffs. And then we can attach those cuffs and we can sew it down to the sleeve. These cuffs are done exactly the same way I did my shirt. I just pressed them down to one side, make sure I had the seam allowance pressed up, and then I reversed it after snipping the corners. Then I can just sew them straight onto the sleeve. Now I'm sewing the armhole, and we did have to do that with the French seam as well. Once we get the hem done, my shirt will be all done.
Alright, and with that, my boyfriend's shirt is all done. I still need to do the buttons, just like I still need to do the buttons on my shirt. I have the buttons for my shirt now, but I don't have the buttons for his shirt now. So I'm still going to do them together because then I don't have to break out the button foot on my machine more than once. So I'm going to order those buttons and we will have them for the next video. So that is all for today. Thank you guys for watching. Please hit that like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss another Vlogmas video. And we shall see you in either the next Vlogmas video or part 3 of making our Christmas outfits. See you guys then. Ciao!